So if people stick fairly close to home, Kittitas might actually pull this off.
First of all, Tom, a slow reopening happening in Washington state, and some counties are eligible for a variance from that phased reopening plan that the governor recently announced. Talk about some of those counties and why they are eligible for a little bit of an exception, you might say.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of eagerness, especially in the parts of the state that have been mostly spared the coronavirus pandemic, to reopen business. Get back to work is kind of the slogan. The governor has come around to the idea of going county by county when it's safe to do so, to let some places go a little faster, and the places that really need to keep the lid on this still will lag back a little bit. He has allowed a first wave of 10. These are kind of will be our guinea pigs, 10 counties that are small, so they had to have a population less than 75,000 and have had no new cases of COVID-19 detected in the past 3 weeks. Those places include Columbia and Garfield County in Southeast Washington, Lincoln County, there's Pend Oreilla County, Ferry County, Grays Harbor, a wide range of places, but all pretty much eager to go. They snapped up this opportunity.
So basically, they have to apply to say, here's our application and here's our case for why we should
Right.
reopen things a little bit earlier. There's
Yeah, here's our plan, really. Yeah, how can we do this safely, and do we have the capacity if there were a new outbreak in our small county to handle it?
There's one county that did stick out a little bit to me, and that was Kittitas County. That is because not only that it's right there in the center of the state, and some of the others are a little more far afield, if you will, but Kittitas is rural and not as rural as the other counties in the way that I-90 passes right through it, a big transportation corridor. Of course, Ellensburg is the biggest city in that county. You have Central Washington University right there, my alma mater, go Wildcats. But also, it's a little maybe less rural in the sense of, like, say, Garfield and Columbia and Ferry counties, among the others. I just wonder, is that kind of the outlier compared to those other 10 counties?
They're all a little bit different, but definitely, like you, Kittitas catches my eye. There is a bigger county in the mix. Grays Harbor County is 50% more people. But what's interesting in part about Kittitas is, as you pointed out, it's bordered on one side to the west by King County, which was at one point in February the national epicenter of this outbreak. On the south now, it borders with the current hotspot, Yakima County, which has a higher rate of infections right now than any other county on the west coast. But Kittitas County has it under control from looking at the epidemiological curves and numbers, just 15 cases from the beginning in that county and none recently. So they're making a plausible case that as long as people don't travel, which, even though we're going county by county now here in reopening, the statewide stay-at-home principle of not going on long-distance non-essential trips remains. So if people stick fairly close to home, Kittitas might actually pull this off.
A good reminder there. Yes, certain counties are have seen less impacts, but unless people actually heed the stay home, non-essential travel, or excuse me, essential travel only order, and don't go from county to county in their cars, which they're able to do, if they just get in the car and drive, then they might be okay. So an interesting sort of interplay going on there.
So in Davenport, Washington, another of those counties, they don't want to see you come visit for a haircut and a dinner out, Scott.
Well, dang it. Well, I wouldn't mind having a dinner out at some point in the future when it is safe, and I probably do need a haircut, but I will not be going over to Lincoln County to get that, so don't worry. You can see more of Tom's reporting on these and other subjects at nwpb.org. Thank you for joining us here in the unique Northwest.